People, this is Shad Harrison. Today is another edition of Interviews with a Rebel. And I told you guys that I was going to kind of slow down on the output of these just because I wanted to try to get more people who can give some value, who have interesting stories, and who are just dope at what they do. So today we have content creator, the content coach.
I was about to be like,
Yeah. We have Mr. Brenten Jomar. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, I gotta be real. When I first came across your page, I was hating a little bit. I was like, oh, there's another black guy out here that's doing the same thing I do? I'm like, okay. I don't even know how I found your page. I think somebody shared it. I was like, okay. Photos look good. Then I was like, first I was just like, yo, who's this nigga? And then I was scrolling just like, oh, that's dope. Okay. Scroll some more. I'm like, oh, that's a dope idea. Okay. And then I just started liking. I'm like, oh, okay. I probably ain't supposed to do this, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna just get a man a following.
Thank you.
So I had to let it be known that I was hating at first.
Thank you, bro.
But then it turned into love and positivity from that point. So
thank you. All I can say is thank you, because even when people notice it in whatever way, because it's a lot of us, a lot of people out there, and so the fact that anybody would just even be like, let me dig a little bit deeper and see what's up. I'm grateful for that, you know?
Yeah, no problem. I don't like to feel like I'm hating, but when I do, I like to at least go deep into it. Like, okay.
Right. And I'm the same way too, like, because it's not many black men, like you said, that take up a lot of space. Right. And so usually you know who they are. Yeah. You know who is taking up space, especially if you're doing your research. True. You're doing your research in your community or your niche, shall I say. And so you know who's doing what. And so to come across somebody and they're similar to you.
Let's see if the dude is really dope.
Yeah.
So I had to go and do my research and found out that you was a very dope individual.
Thank you.
So for the people that don't know you, how would you describe what you do?
I'm a content creator. I'm a creative. I'm a content curator. I curate a curator of dope things. That's what I'm gonna use. Okay. A curator of dope things.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what do you get paid to do?
I get paid to do a number of things. Okay, because the bag gotta come. But full time, I'm a youth director. I work with middle, high school, and college students. I create curriculum and hang out with students for a living and just love on them. And then my other full time job is creating, right? Whether it be photography, whether it be creating content for businesses or other content creators or emerging entrepreneurs. Okay. I'm just helping them create content. And so I'm helping people like you and I. You know how it is, where you get so busy working for all your other clients
that you ain't got time for yourself.
I want you to come to me and be like, all right, what can you do for me to help me step up my social media presence while I put my energy into these other people?
Gotcha.
So that's what I do.
And that's definitely needed. I actually had a meeting earlier today with somebody who's going to help me like at least film some of the things I have in my head that it's kind of hard for me to kind of shoot on my own. So it's definitely needed for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So before we get into this conversation, right? Icebreaker question.
Yeah.
If your life was a movie, if it was Brenten, the content coach, what would be the 3 to 5 songs that would be on your soundtrack? And these could be songs that have spanned the course of your life, songs that, when you was in high school, the song that meant everything to you, to like your, out of high school, middle, early 20s to now, like.
Okay. All right. So side note, I love Jesus, but I'm really, really ghetto. Okay. So it's spanned to like Moneybag all the way to like Elevation Music.
Right.
All right. So okay, Drake Energy.
Okay.
I feel like that would be my opener.
Yeah. Opening credits.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna go into maybe a Chance the Rapper song. Maybe something off of acid rap. Maybe I don't know.
Couple Butter Kisses.
Yep. And I followed that up with what's the one? I Got My City. Blessings. With Blessings.
Okay.
With Chance. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
I think
this is one with like Lil Wayne, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I would do. I'm not really a music head per se. Like it's really crazy because I don't take in a lot of media.
Really?
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't take in a lot of media. I'm the person. I'm really into me and my friends and the people that I'm really connected with.
Right.
But what else? What else do I listen to a lot? Something about like elevation music, heavy on the like worship music, because that's what keep me grounded and keep me from going crazy out here.
I get it.
And so I'm sorry, it's not 5, and I know
that's cool. That's cool.
5, but it was span.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what is your origin story as far as like content? Like, how did you get into this field? Like, what do you love about it? Like all that type of stuff. So.
Yeah. So when I started in 2017.
Okay.
I was working at Regent. I was actually a financial aid director there.
Really?
Yeah, I was a financial aid director there. Whatever I have done in the past, it was always helping people, and it was always helping young people. So higher education, I just got the opportunity to help those students transition into college, right?
Okay.
And then I also recruited for them for a year and a half.
Okay.
And so I transferred from financial aid to admissions.
Okay.
I was tired of it after 3.5, 4 years, and was like, all right. And this was around
admissions is tough.
Yeah. This was around the time, everybody started. It was like 2015. It was like 2015. It was 2015. No, 2017 is when I started. 2015, I had just moved back from Lynchburg. I was going to college there. 2017, 2017, I got tired. So I was there for 3 years. I said, I want to start my own business. I can work for myself. And so,
were there people like around you that started a business, or you just like know what?
Well, it was around the time where people started blogging and vlogging, and like just the media scene had just picked up in a bit, right?
Right.
And influencing had become kind of like the thing on social media that everybody wanted to become.
Right.
And it was right around the time where I was going on my journey to become a man. I was a 25, 26, 27 maybe. But I was just, you know how it is as a man, you have that pivotal point.
Still trying to find yourself and trying to figure out like who you are as a man.
And so I felt like I had just went to a point where I had appreciated who I was. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to start blogging. And I'm going to start writing about me and my journeys and where I would travel to. Because at that point I was traveling. I had been to Nicaragua 3 times. I'd been in Jamaica and all of these other places, all of these amazing places. And so I was like, I'm going to write about these things in my experiences. As I was writing out my plan to execute that, I was like, this is boring. This is really boring. And so I was like, you know what would be dope is if I highlighted other people that were also on their journey to becoming better people and to just living this life.
Okay.
And so that's how I started 20-something, which was my first brand, which I'm going to eventually transition that into something else. But I essentially was doing the same thing. As I was interviewing people.
Like random people?
It was people within our community, within the creative community that I was essentially just reaching across to people. And being like, yo, you're passionate about this, let me interview you, whether it be a fashion stylist, whether it be a singer or rapper or another content creator. I was just interviewing those people, and as I continued to interview people, different opportunities arose. And so throughout that time, I was able to write a book, an anthology that included 18 other people. I was able to just do some amazing stuff, speak at some amazing schools, and just pick up some opportunities. And so that's how I started. Is I was gonna write about me, but then I was like, it was like, it was.
Are you just hard on yourself? Because I feel like all of us have a story that could be pretty interesting.
I'm definitely hard on myself. Definitely learning how to affirm myself daily. You know what I mean? And speak back into myself. Could I have spun it to make it dope? Yes. Do I feel like I'm glad that I made that decision in that moment? Yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have a natural gift to be able to just, connect with people, highlight them, bring them into the light.
Gotcha.
So that's what I did.
So how did the book do?
It did great.
Really?
We were actually on the news twice. We have a story. I really don't, because once you like complete a project and it's
kind of like one to the next.
It's old, and so I'm not one of those people that like to go over my accomplishments or my accolades. So a lot of people don't even know that I'm an author and that I even gave the opportunity to 18 other people to become authors as well. But when you a trailblazer, you don't worry about
your accolades.
You don't worry about, you just worry about like still making progress and stride.
Gotcha.
You know, so.
Okay. So after the book, what's the name of it? 20-something?
99 and 2000.
99.
So what it was just an ode to like millennials and us like coming up in a time that like 99 and 2000, you know, bringing it home for the 99 and 2000. Yeah. So it's kind of like an ode to that era.
Gotcha.
All of us that came out of that space. So,
okay. Yeah. So after the book, what did you kind of start to move to next?
Just steadily creating content. So funny enough, when I started on this journey and like recording people, I realized that I couldn't keep paying people to like help me do these projects because I didn't have a budget. And so I was like, all right, bro, you gotta like invest in some equipment. And so when I invested in that equipment, man, people were like, oh, you're dope with this equipment. And so, man, people just started doing like, asking me for photography.
Yeah.
And so I was doing that first. I was doing that a lot afterwards too.
Did you like photography?
No, I still don't necessarily like it. I mean, I love being able to make you confident. I love coming up with a concept for you. I like helping you execute it and being a person be like, no, look this way, shift this way, where it is. Like the big picture guy, you know.
So you more so like you like directing.
I like helping you with your vision and taking that off of your plate. Yeah.
Okay. Because I ran into that same thing. Like I pretty much started the same way. Like I wanted to do stuff marketing wise.
Yeah.
But I needed a lot of the concepts I had involve somebody shooting something.
Yeah.
So instead of like trying to pay people all the time, I was like, you know what? Especially when
just do it.
Yeah, and I was definitely broke at the time. So I was like, all right, let me buy a camera. Let me try to figure it out. But I really like, especially like photos, like. When I was trying to be like the photographer, videographer, I definitely hated shooting. Like now I have a little bit more love and appreciation for it, but just, especially when I was doing like model photos, I hated it.
Yeah, and I don't even think I don't think my work is the best. Like I'm not even trying to be that person, period. You know what I mean? I just want to be the person that I'm helping you with the content. Did you ever think my work is good?
Did you ever have a moment where you wanted to be like the best or like?
No. I wanted to be the best me. I've always just wanted to be the best me because I knew that me was dope. And so it's really been a journey of just finding how dope I can be, how great I can be. And because I'm confident in how dope I can be, I'm like, you're already the best, Brenten. You're already the best. You know, to me, you know what I mean? But it don't matter. That's just me. That's just what I think.
Right.
But, and so, yes and no.
Yeah. Because I definitely ran into that moment of like, all right, if I got this camera, I'm gonna try to be the best, like creator out here.
Yeah.
And then I just realized, though, that's a game I would never win because I don't consider myself a creative. I don't like put the time and energy to do a whole bunch of research. Like I research the people and styles that I really like, but I'm not really going out like, oh, I want to do a Western. I want to do a short film. I just want to shoot what I shoot, and then that's it.
I mean, but who even knows what the best is, right? Like,
yeah, it's all subjective.
Right, exactly. And so what I do have a quantitative measure over is me. You know, well, qualitative measure rather. I have my accolades, so I guess qualitative, but quantitative, but quality, I know what I'm able to do and what I've done.
Right.
And so that's the only thing that I can only put myself next to. Is me.
Okay. So when you were starting out, especially starting to create stuff for different individuals and whatnot, like what were some of the struggles that you were facing kind of coming out, if there were any?
One, just being confident in my work. I remember just having so much anxiety before a lot of my shoots and a lot of the things that I would do because I wasn't as confident, you know? And I remember just like just put so much stress on myself. And if I could go back now and be like, just do what you do, go in. They've seen your work. You wouldn't be here. So a lot of imposter syndrome, was a lot of the challenge. I think like, and then you know how it is, like when you've surpassed that threshold of self, and trying to beat that self is like hard. Like I'm jealous of 25-year-old me. You know what I mean? Because he was, or 27, 28-year-old me, because he had energy. He had energy, you know?
Right.
And so that's even a challenge to me now, is like, okay, I know what you're capable of, like, and just showing up how I'm needed in that level was a challenge.
Okay.
You know?
So how did you overcome the imposter syndrome? I definitely felt that for a while.
A whole lot of affirmations.
Yeah.
A whole lot of affirming. You know, I'm a words of affirmation. That's my love language. And so I'm realizing I need that back. And just reminding myself what God thinks of me. If you know me, you know my faith is a large. If you follow my content, you know my faith is a large part of me. And so just reminding myself, you know, that I ain't nobody on my own. I'm cool. I'm dope. But a lot of the things that I have accomplished or that I'm able to accomplish, it doesn't happen on my own. And so it releases that responsibility, or that feeling like I gotta have control over this, as opposed to just walking into what's already yours. And so a lot of affirming and reminding myself what's for me is for me. I don't have to work overtime to it. I just have to show up to it.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's gonna be the social media clip right there. That was good. I knew it in the moment. I was like, I'm gonna just let you talk. I ain't gonna interject. That's good right there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So where are you at now with all that? I know you're doing that for, pretty much like influencers and people who have small businesses. How are you liking, the work that you do?
Really good. I'm at a point where I'm ready to pivot again and ready to transition from so many like small services that I offer to larger, like to just I wanna have more retainer type payments or plans rather.
Yeah. So right now you do kind of like one-off?
Yeah, I just kind of do like one-off. I'll do like a 30-day term for a lot of my clients. So I'll work for them for 30 days, and within this 30 days, this is what's included. And so doing a lot of photo shoots, doing a lot of like brand management and content campaigns. And so I just want to make a lot of those services inclusive to one service, and I want to lighten my client load.
How many clients do you have?
Oh man.
Oh, what's the average you normally have?
So just like random clients, I have like at least 50 clients, random, that are reaching out to me throughout the year, right? Whether it be for birthday photos or friends or somebody just doing like random content or businesses, right? Which I don't know if that's a lot or not, but and then that all hit me up every single month for something, right? But I have a pretty good like client load where people are messaging me and I'm like booked up on the weekends. Like I gotta shoot each weekend. And a lot of stuff I'm learning to not take too. Like because that's a part of the journey, is realizing that everything ain't for you anymore. Like family is not for me no more.
You said family?
They gonna have to pay the regular price.
I feel you on that.
They gonna have to pay the regular price.
I definitely feel you on that.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I stopped. That was probably one of the biggest like pivots in my like career as well as life, is when I got comfortable with telling people no. I feel like deep down I'm a people pleaser. So once I was able,
we all are.
I feel like I might be a little bit more than others, but I realized like when people would hit me up and I was like, I don't do that. And then I got like a rush and thrill out of telling people no. And I was like, oh, I like this. Like, like I have a list of like people that like on my computer, a list of people who reached out to me that I've said I couldn't do this. So to me, like I just started to get a thrill out of it. Before I was like, if I tell these people no, then I'm gonna end up being broke and homeless in a month.
I'm weak. Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, all right, I can tell the people no, and now they know that, you know, I'm not doing the bullshit they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of helps me like kind of know my worth and know, you know, what I do and what I do good. So
Right.
So you said something at the beginning of this that you don't intake a lot of media.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because I feel like
I'm trying to get like that, but
no, I feel like if I take in so much media, then I won't have a perspective of my own.
Really?
You know, like I'm not a TV watcher. I will watch certain series, like BET Plus has been a plug because I just.
What's up there?
BET Plus. So there's this series called Bigger, and it's about 4 friends. It might be 5 friends. It's 5 friends, and they're all in their like they didn't just get out of college, but college has passed.
Yeah.
They're in their late 20s, early 30s, and they're just doing life with each other. One of them is a business owner, one of them is a DJ, one is a real estate agent, one does corporate world, and the other one is a social media influencer. Well, she was on like the show called Basketball Exes. So like I will watch random shows like that, and really I'm watching those things to look at, and then I'll go to their Instagram page, see what kind of content they're putting out for it, right? To see like how they're pushing this show, or I only invest myself in things that I would like to be a part of, and so I don't necessarily follow a lot of like celebrities because it's like you're not really doing that for me. But to answer your question, I don't intake a lot of media because I feel like I subconsciously attach myself to everything. It's like, so even just because I'm scrolling, I'm still taking it in. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at the words, reading the caption, and the energy and the spirit behind it. I feel like I'm really digesting it all. And sometimes, like, you know, when you digest a lot of social media, that comparison happens, or the testing of what you believe happens, or the questioning of what you know to be true just happens to slide in there somewhere. And I'm not a fan of that. I like to keep it solid and tight.
Sooner or later, if you do a lot of that, you don't even know what's your own thoughts and what's been kind of like programmed or I feel that. And so while I feel a little selfish for just being in tune to what me and my friends do, a part of that is a protection mechanism of like my brain and what I'm taking in, and because I'm not spending so much time marinating in other people's content, it requires me to marinate in myself. And what is in me and what I already have, and whatever is in me and what I already have will come out in my content. Right. And not what I have taken in from social media. Oh, okay.
When you get on social media, everybody posts look the same. Everybody content looks the same. But that's because everybody on social media is doing the same thing.
Right.
Everybody's digesting the same things. Right. So it's all recycled.
Right.
You know? They don't know gems when they see them. You know?
I feel you.
You ever notice like that piece of content that you don't try hard on? It'd be like a quick 5 minutes. That'd be the one that get all of the credit. And then
I made a post today that was like that.
And then you spend all of this time, and then it pull up to the scene with like 0 engagement. And you be like, what? Wow.
It's kind of crazy that you say that because today I made 2 posts. One, my first post this morning was like, hey, when your mom tell you to like this, she sent you a post for USAjobs.gov. Went crazy, like 300 likes. I normally average like between like 150 likes.
Right.
So that joint had crazy likes, crazy saves, shares, all that.
Right.
The one I put out like around 2 o'clock, I put time and energy into like how to make more money from your Instagram ads. Joint probably got like 50.
That's how they do us.
And I'm like, yo, I done put hours into this one joint. I maybe put 10 minutes in this other joint. So it's kind of crazy you said that because I'm actually thinking about that now.
And you have to understand like this the heaviness of your content too, like the substance. If you provide like a heavier substance, like people not gonna really be. That's like feeding somebody a really big meal and trying to come right behind it with like, you know, something a little, you know, that's not as heavy, but still like
a taco.
Right. It's still not, you don't want that as much. You're still kind of full from the first meal. And so I feel like that's what be happening to me too. I'm like, well, maybe they just can't take it all. You know?
So I should say that for tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Right. I think about that a lot.
Right.
All right, guys, we're just taking a break from this video for one quick second, just to remind you guys that if you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. This channel is all about empowering different creators and entrepreneurs to really live the life that they want to live and make the money that they want to make. So if you like this video, please consider watching maybe the last 2 or 3 videos that we put out, because I know you'll probably like those as well. So before we get back to the video, go ahead and just take 5 seconds, hit subscribe, and you're gonna love every minute of this journey that we're on. So once again, I'm Shy Harris, in case you didn't know, of the Rebel Society, and let's get back to this latest episode. All right, so let's talk about social media real quick. So I'm all about giving out gems and, just helping people who are trying to come up. So for the business owners, what do you feel, and when it comes to building your social media page, what's like a gem that you could give? Like, what is something that people should kind of, start to focus a little bit more on and, that type of stuff?
I believe that people invest into the brand of the business and not the actual business, right? People invest into the story of the business and who is running the business, and the story of, in the messaging behind what you're pushing versus the product, right? And so I think that businesses and creatives and entrepreneurs, or whatever you will title yourself as, you should begin to focus in on the storyline and the person behind the brand and the actual brand itself. And then people will invest in your product. And that's kind of what social media helps me with. Yeah. And that's what social media should help anybody with, right? Is social media should help you tell a story and tell the story of who you are. And so that's really the gem. Let social media platforms help you tell your story. And once you tell your story good enough to your audience, you can sell anything. Okay.
All right, so let me ask this. Does every brand have a potential story?
Yeah, absolutely.
How so?
When you create something, and most people, right, that you talk to, you'll ask them their why. That's even part of the business plan, right? Like, what is your mission? What is your vision? What are you trying to accomplish? That is your story. Like, what is your mission? What problem do you want to help solve? Okay. I believe that everybody is born with a specific power. Everybody is a superhero, right? Your power allows you to tackle a certain, problem. Yeah. You are the solution. Your power is the solution to a lot of problem. And so as long as you're able to tell people like what solution you are bringing to their problem, then for me, it's content. I know that people can't stay consistent in content. Right. I know that people hate content. They don't like being in front of the camera. So what do? I get in the front of the camera, encourage you to be yourself. I encourage you to drop the content, right? Yeah. I tell my story about how I'm a little awkward or how I'm uncomfortable. Right. And that's my story, right? Yeah. And then people will buy, because people have bought into me and relating with me, they'll be able to buy into anything that I create. Okay. So any t-shirts I sell, anything.
You already sold them on the story and who you are as a person. So now they feel like there's people that they can trust you, but they feel like they can also relate to you. Yep. So it makes it like, oh, okay, well, he's just like me, or like.
So that's the gem, actually. That's where the gem is in all of the words that I just said. Because I'm a talker, obviously. You're good. But the gem in that is relatability, right? Be relatable. Don't try to be somebody that you are not. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand, because they're still discovering who they are. Right. And so the concept of being yourself is still very foreign. So I teach how to be confident and how to, still present what you have and how to flex that muscle until it gets strong enough to be able to just push out the content consistently like you want to. Okay. So let me ask you this. So when I work with clients, I always tell them to kind of lean on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. With some people, they try to be
especially there's a lot of women who try to get in front of the camera, but they want to be like the quote unquote like bad bitch. And I like, that's not you though. So why don't you lean into, you know, what you actually are or who you are and what you're good at. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that you can do both. Definitely, that's why there are strengths, right? But your weaknesses make you more relatable. You know, everybody is strong. Everybody is showing their strength. Everybody is showing what they are good at. Everybody is trying to be the alpha, right? But everybody is not sharing those places that, you know, you're afraid to show people. Or that actually like plague you, right? And if you want to essentially like be a help, you have to show those parts. And so I believe that, but I also believe in holding in on those weaknesses too, because you gather clients in the bag that way as well. You know, so you can do both. Hold in both.
Okay. And a follow-up question to that. When you're running people's social media pages, do you actually run people's?
I got like 5 pages now in my phone that I'm like, and I just picked up a client last week that I shouldn't have picked up, you know, but I'm like, I just want to help. So.
So with that, do you feel like there's a certain way certain people's pages should look? Like, do you believe in themes? Do you feel like the pictures have to be like a certain quality? Like, what are your thoughts on those particular things?
I struggle with that because I've seen somebody have a really dope page and the content on their page is dope, but they don't have no professional photos. And probably having a professional photo would like knock the look of it off. So it depends on like what works best for the brand, right? And so like if you're selling, I think, a product, if you're selling a person, you don't have to like have as much, you know, glitz and glams if they are of quality, right? But when you're selling maybe like a product or something like that, you definitely want it to look a certain type of way because Target looks a certain type of way, right?
You got to be on the same level as that.
And if you look at brands like, for instance, like I'm working with a natural product line, and they're doing hair products, essential oils and things like that. And so it's like the branding and the logo and the packaging, you know, it has to keep up with what we're seeing. And everything what we're seeing is very cream and very minimalistic and very earthy and very Shea Moisture Man looking. You know what I mean? That kind of look. And so you have to make sure that what you're creating can keep up with those things as well. And so yes and no. Yes, your page should look a certain type of way, but if you have a quality product, that's all you need too.
You know? That's 1,000% true. Okay. So I got a couple more questions before we wrap this up. One of the questions I just kind of want you to start thinking about now is that at the end of each episode, I try to give a play of the week or play of the day, which is just like a very actionable tip or trick that they can do to kind of grow their social media following with content, whatever the case may be. So start to think about that. So my question before that, though, is that I believe that, you know, once you figure out what, you know, people you find your superpower when you find out what makes people draw to you. Like for me, I feel like I'm a great listener, like, and I also like understand people a lot. Like I've had conversations with people and like deep conversations. So I feel like overall I kind of got a gist of what people are. And then once we start getting to like deep conversations, it's like a wrap. So for you, what do you feel draws people into you?
I'm inspiring. And I'm hopeful, you know. One of the things that I pride myself in is showing up at 100%, right? I also know when I get to say like, nah, I'm good. You know, I'm an ambivert. So it's like moments where I'm extroverted, but I'm very, very introverted. People wouldn't know that. I just have a gift of just being able to show up, right? And just have conversations. So I think people are drawn, if I'm completely honest to you, to who God is in me, because I am very, very sucky. You know, I don't want to be bothered half the time. But like who God is in me, like people are attracted to that hope and that light. So if I'm being transparent, I know that's really what it is. Because I can't take responsibility for any of the great things that I've done, or even just in being here.
Yeah.
And people being like, oh, you're dope enough for me to work with you. Right. You've already established a following in your whole world. And so to add me into that is a big deal. And so, I know that's just not off of my own strength, but off of the light that shines beyond me, or that goes beyond me.
Right.
Because we've never met prior to, right?
Yeah.
But there's that light that you're like, oh, okay. Or you like, the deeper you get, you're like, oh, okay. Like, even if you are a little, side eye and at first, right?
Okay. So matter of fact, I do like that. What drew me into what you have going on is, first, we do the same thing. For, on the surface, we do a lot of the same things. But it feels like you just got a good energy and good spirit about you. Even just from the photos and some of the Instagram stories I've seen of you, it just seemed like I'm all about just positive energy. I've been around a lot of people who have negative energy, and it just sucks the soul out of you.
Me too.
But so just seeing your photos and just seeing like you're not trying to, be anybody else except for yourself. I felt like that was right.
I ain't got it.
Right. So just being able to see that and be like, well, he just seemed like a cool dude. He does his own thing. And I seen I guess when you had your I don't know if it was a brunch, a couple. I gotta kill this net. But just seeing you had a brunch, and it just seemed like, it was a lot of good energy, and it seemed like somebody who doesn't think like he's from around here, which, not a shot to the area, but a lot of people just think the same way for the most part. They do the same things. But just seeing you had your brunch, and it's like, oh, well, this looked like a dope experience. This is like something I would want to go to, or, whatever the case may be. It just seemed like a lot of just good, positive energy. So,
Thank you.
So from the outside looking in, that's why I kind of want to let you know, because sometimes it's good to hear, what draws people to somebody.
Thank you.
So I just want to share that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm super grateful. Super grateful, man. And super grateful that you take up the space that you do as well. Because if you didn't take up this space, it wouldn't make me confident and showing up right after you.
Right.
Like, I have to know that there are people that look like me.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's one of the things that I struggle with, is being like, there's nobody that looks like me, that do what I do, or has the heart that I have. And so it's encouraging to come across, you and people like myself to be able to be like, keep going.
Right.
Like, you dope.
So let me ask you about that. How do you feel about that? Like, seeing that there, for a while, when I looked at the space I was in, I felt like I was the only, brown face in the area. So how did you feel about, when you first came into the space and like, all right, there's nobody else around here that looked like me doing this?
It's lonely. I saw a post today, dude was like, it's lonely at the top, but it's lonely at the bottom too. You know what I mean? It's like, it's lonely both places. So either way you look at it, and so, but when you are passionate about something, and this, there's no way, there's no amount of money that keeps you in the game of what you're passionate about. There's no amount of money that will keep you into doing whatever you're doing. It's the passion behind what you do, the purpose behind what you do. And so that's just that.
Okay. All right, cool.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah, you did.
Because I got ADHD.
Nah, you good. All right, so my last question today, like I said, this segment is the play of the day, which is where, I want to give something super actionable to like any creative, any entrepreneur who wants to take, advantage of social media or putting out their own content or whatever the case may be. So do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and I'm going to come right behind you with another one.
Okay, so have you ever noticed that sometimes your engagement on your stories drop down drastically? Like, some days you'll have like hundreds of views, but some days during the day you might have a little bit of views, right?
Yeah.
So a simple way to help with your engagement without doing anything at all other than posting, which you normally do, you don't have to add hashtags, you don't have to add super dope graphics. The only thing that you have to do is wait until your story runs out all the way, and then post the next day with a brand new story with 1, 2, 3 really good things, and your engagement skyrockets double, sometimes even triple of what it was previously. Sometimes my story will only get right now maybe about 150 to 200 views, right? When I use that method that I just show you where I let it run out, right? And then I have to actually add something where, you know how you can go to some people's page and there's nothing on their story, right? You want it like that. You want to wait until it all runs out. You add something the next day, when whenever you don't ran out, and your engagement doubles because Instagram is waiting for you to use that feature. And so generally when I do that, my views will drop from like 150 views to sometimes like 300, 350, 400 views just because I let it run out. And so that's just one super actionable thing that you can do. And I generally do that when I have a product or something that I'm about to release because I want the most amount of eyes on it as possible. So I'm coming out with a candle line. That's what I did. I didn't post for like a day. On my story, I posted, but this time when I posted, I showed the product, something that got them super excited about it. And then on my next stories follow, you may have seen that I asked polls. And so it got them engaged. So it kept them. And not only once I showed them something that they really liked, I kept them on my page by keeping them engaged. And they actually had to tap it. And it got my views and my engagement to skyrocket. And I always do that when I want to present something of value to my community.
Okay, because I've definitely seen that before, and I've like right now my story views are probably like around like 100 or so. But there's definitely been moments where it goes crazy, like 250, maybe sometimes even 300. Exactly. But I know some people say that having like consistent stories, like don't ever let it run out. Just having like even when it gets like the little dots where you can't even see, like just kind of always having some new stories is a good way, but I'm not that person who just.
I mean, and you can do it that way, but then if they're just completely on your story, you don't want to drain. You have the average person second now for 15 seconds, like 3 seconds. You got 3 seconds to catch their attention, and then really like even if you look at TikTok and Reels and the formats that they're following, they're very quick. They're not 1 minute videos anymore. They're 30 seconds, 15 seconds. You have a short amount of time to capture it, and so say like you could have a story that never runs out, but it's just like now every time that I go to your story, I'm gonna expect to just go in there and swipe because you got so much there. It's overwhelming. Right.
Okay. That was a good one.
So try and see
I'm gonna definitely try it. I got some stuff coming out. I'm gonna definitely try that. Okay. So mine is something that I actually learned. I heard somebody say this probably about a month or so ago, but I actually. If you follow me, I've been running like a wedding video. So,
I saw that.
Right. So one thing that I did was a giveaway last weekend. And I actually put like a lot of energy into it. I did a video. I did, I hit up a couple shout out pages. And then I also paid a couple like local influencers to kind of post it for me. But one of the major things I feel like I messed up on, which I'm gonna do next time, which helps out a lot is, if you're running like some type of campaign, you have a product, coming out or something, if you do a free giveaway first, a free giveaway is going to let you know like who's actually interested in your product. So with that, like when I did my wedding giveaway, I had probably about 30, 40 people hit me up and like, hey, I want to win a free, wedding video. I only picked one person. But after that, it gives you a whole pool of people who are interested that you can actually then follow up and send them an email like, hey, even though you didn't win, you said that you still want a wedding video. And so now you have like 30, 40 people who you can just send a email blast to, and like that you can speak directly towards, hey, once again, you didn't win, but these are the services I offer, and there's still a sale going on, so you should still take advantage of it. So run the contest first. And then with the people that don't win, that's your email pool of people that you can then market to.
That's good.
So I did that, and I was actually able to get like 3 or 4 people, to still bite from the particular sale.
Which is good. Based off of the service. Right.
Yeah, I'm great. But that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't do is like, run a contest, and then with those people, you can still market to them directly about, what you got and just have them pay full price.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So I feel like that was a
I'm
good
gonna have to
one.
run me a giveaway.
You should definitely try it. It definitely worked out. Definitely
Yeah,
worked out.
yeah.
All right. So as we wrap this up, what's next for you? What's coming up?
Okay, so one of the things that I'm super excited about is I'll be launching the candle line with Sugar and Grace.
Okay.
It's located in Selden Market in Norfolk, downtown Norfolk. I'll be launching the candle line. $5 from every purchase will go to support somebody's first session of therapy. I believe in therapy and a whole lot of it, okay? I have a therapist, it's a Black man.
Yeah.
I encourage my friends to get a therapist, you know? And so $5, like I said, from each of those purchases will go to my fund to help that. And so that's kind of what I'm working on, as well as I am working on a brunch for men only, actually.
Okay.
And so that's something to look forward to in the fall as well. Because I'm kind of stepping into the brunch, but just I love to curate dope spaces and bring in dope people like yourself to meet other dope people like yourself.
I feel like you're gonna need a couple women there, though.
Oh yeah, well, it depends. It depends, because that means you're just gonna have to come to the follow-up brunches.
Yeah.
But even still, like there will be a men's brunch where we talk, and there will be a panel discussion and things like that. Because they're not spaces for us.
That is definitely true.
They're not spaces for us.
That's 1,000% true. Okay, cool. And where can people find you social media wise, all that type of stuff?
You can find me on social media, on everything. You can find me on Instagram, Brenten Jomar, that's BRENTENJOMAR. And you can find me on Facebook, Brenton Sims, and then my website, BrentenJomar.com.
All right, cool. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming through and having this conversation with me, man. It was definitely pretty much all that I expected it to be. So that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you.
So if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you go ahead and follow Brenten.
Yes, sir.
He has a lot of good content, some great photos. Gives you Black boy joy at its finest.
That's it.
Yeah, so definitely make sure you follow him. If you haven't already, please make sure you follow me. I don't know why you watch this and not follow me, but also make sure you subscribe to the channel where you can get more videos, more content, more value like this on a very consistent basis. So that's pretty much all I got. So once again, I'm Shot Harrison. You guys stay safe, stay running free, but keep creating, keep shooting, and you guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.